Well, hello Dirtfish Rally friends. It is lunchtime on the Saturday here at Monte Carlo Rally. 11 stages done in total, 3 this morning. We had 60 kilometres. Now, we've talked a lot about the situation with the weather and the snow. This morning it was cold. It was icy in places. There was an awful lot of black ice out in the stages this morning, and it made it challenging. It made it very, very tricky indeed. And who was the man who went into that opening stage trusting his notes, maybe with the best information from his pace notes, gravel crew, ice note crew, whatever you want to call them? It was Thierry Neuville. He absolutely blew everyone away, nearly 10 seconds quicker than everyone in that opening stage, and he continued on. He was a little slower than Ogier in the second stage, and he won with a joint time actually with Tanak the third stage. It's been a great morning for Thierry Neuville. He has taken the lead here, and his lead 5.1 seconds over Elfyn Evans. We caught up with Thierry just a few moments ago.
A good morning for us. First stage, everything went well. Good information from the gravel crew. I felt comfortable. I was capable of reading the road and the grip, and smoothly we went through the stage.
You talked yesterday about perhaps Saturday lunchtime replacing that gearbox and diff that you took out on Thursday night. Is that still a consideration?
I would like to, but I'm not sure if we're going to take the risk at the moment, because it's not that it's damaged, but it's just leaking a bit, and I don't think that the team is capable or want to take any risk at the moment.
And you're getting used to, I guess, the way that the one is that you've got.
Yeah, sure, I adapt. I know that I'm losing a bit of time with it here and there, especially while working on dirty cuts, but I'm adapted to it, so I compensate.
Yeah, really good morning for Thierry Neuville. A little bit of a dilemma with regards to that gearbox, though. Let's wait and see what they do with that this afternoon. Elfyn Evans, not the morning he wanted. He was there, he was hanging on. Hanging on is maybe a little unfair. He was driving nicely, not making any mistakes. Middle stage in the loop, a hybrid issue. Dropped nearly 10 seconds to everyone else. He kind of pulled it back a little bit in the final stage in the loop where it was faster, it was more flowing, it was more predictable. Certainly you could trust your pace notes, you could trust the notes from your ice crews in that final stage. Evans is still very much in it, just 5.1 seconds off the lead. Don't forget, this afternoon at the end of the 3 stages, they go for those extra points. What are Evans' thoughts on that situation?
Yeah, pretty frustrating, but nonetheless it wasn't the best loop anyway. So yeah, it's like that sometimes, and now we have to try and find a good rhythm again in the afternoon.
Really important you find a good rhythm quickly this afternoon because we have these points. How much will you maybe adapt your strategy, push you a little harder for those extra points this afternoon?
Not too much. I'm going to keep going my rhythm and see what comes.
What about the setup of the car at service? Any changes there?
Nothing major, no.
So, both Elfyn Evans and Thierry Neuville battling for those extra points this afternoon. The one driver who doesn't have to worry about those extra points, really is only looking at the final stage result tomorrow, is Sébastien Ogier. He had his own issues out there. Decent first stage, second stage in the loop though, dropping close to 20 seconds. Once again, those changing conditions from when the ice note crews went through to when the drivers came through the stage, catching Sébastien Ogier out. He just couldn't trust them, couldn't commit, losing nearly 20 seconds, but he then went on to set a decent time in the final stage in the loop. He is 7.8 seconds off the lead and still very much in the fight.
Yeah, it was a painful one for sure. Didn't manage to find the rhythm in the frosty section this morning. Got information which were a little bit too, let's say, too safe, and then I was too hesitant everywhere, and then yeah, it's a shame to lose so much in a single stage, but we need to look forward, and now less than 8 seconds, we need to do everything perfectly up to the end, and there's still a chance.
There's still plenty of time, isn't there?
Plenty of time not, but for sure it's still possible, so we need to, like I say, from now on, make it all together.
Well, we talked earlier on about just how tricky the conditions were this morning, particularly in that opening stage. The man who found that to his cost was Andreas Mikkelsen, more or less the first corner of that stage, losing it in the middle of the corner, smacking the bank, costing him a lot of time, but perhaps more importantly, confidence. Absolutely shot after that one for Mikkelsen. Our 2M Sport cars, again, decent times from them out there this morning. In particular, Gregoire Munster. He set the 3rd quickest time out there this morning. That shows massive potential. That is enormously encouraging. In WRC2, it's still a remarkably close battle at the front of the field. There are 3 drivers battling it out there, and we'll continue to watch that with interest. The man who's missed out in terms of Rally 2 cars, remember he's not registered for WRC2 on this one, is Oliver Solberg. Picked up 1 puncture in the stage. Looks as if at that time he picked up a slow puncture on another tyre. 2 punctures, couldn't continue on. He only had 1 spare. Desperately bad luck for Oliver Solberg. So, folks, this afternoon is going to have the added spice, the added interest of those points that will be awarded for our Saturday winners. It's going to be interesting to watch. It's been a fascinating morning. What can we expect this afternoon? Let's wait and see. But I'm sure there will be stories to tell.